Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's map number 2 here. It's day 3 of DreamHack Masters in Marseille, and it's FaZe versus EnVy. That first match was absolutely explosive. It had almost everything that we could want, Moses. Maybe they're lacking knife and taser kills, but
yeah, it was lacking some of those. Didn't see any run boost kills either.
No run boost kills, but almost everything else.
Had a wall bang in there.
It was a good wall bang. Had Haji show up and put his life and soul into winning that game, and then they just couldn't.
And then losing it, so yeah, that's all gone. Yeah, that was incredible. I mean, obviously a huge lead for EnVy, and I think it ended on what, an 8 or 9-1 run for FaZe, which has got to be just crushing if you're on the French side. So moving into Overpass. Now remember, this is a best of 3 as well. That's for elimination. It's for if you lose this series, you're out of the event. If you win, you're going to the stage, and then obviously EnVy would love to be there. We have that romantic storyline of the French team, you know, falling out of the top 30 earlier this year. They've just barely managed to scrap their way back. I think they're like 27 or 28 at the moment, trying to make it into the arena to play in front of their home fans, their family and friends. So big attempt here for them as they're down one map.
Here's an important question. How is it Haji's able to rock that mustache and everyone else I know looks weird doing it? He just looks like a badass, doesn't he?
Henry has a very nice mustache.
Yeah?
Yeah, Henry, if you get Henry to grow out a mustache, it's a beautiful thing.
All right, well, there must be pictures of that somewhere. I forgot what it looks like. I remember what you
yeah.
That image just flashed into my mind, Moses, and it just made me happy almost immediately.
Just looked like a bald Mario or something.
Yeah, listen, I've never tried to grow a mustache because I think the police would be called quickly.
Yeah. But
fun.
if you do grow the mustache, you get to do that epic line, "Who wants a mustache?" Right? That's the key to having the mustache.
Why? When are we gonna get together, Moses, and watch Super Troopers? Today would be a good day for it.
Yeah, it would be.
So maybe we should do that later on.
Yeah, we have a half day today, so.
If anyone hasn't seen Super Troopers, you've really been missing out, like heavily missing out.
It actually surprised me how many Europeans I've found have not actually seen that movie. But enough chat about one of the great comedy movies of all time, and we're gonna have EnVy taking on FaZe. We're gonna get live here into Overpass, kicking things off. French team once again going to be starting on the CT side of the map due to the virtue of winning the knife round, and I think this is a chance here for EnVy to recover because FaZe did not look great on Overpass just yesterday.
No, they did not, so we'll see how the French team does. Nico sliding down, quick in through the sewer tunnel and right into the L-bend. My god, this is going to be a fast B hit. EnVy not ready for it. They're all the way across the map. Now they know, but oh, what a shot from Happy. Taking a kill. Waiting as the bomb goes down. He can't find the second one, but that one frag for Happy can actually be huge. There's going to be a boost up to the sniper spot. Nico now hiding at the edge of the smoke, and here's a kill from Exist. Happy's gone. Haji, can he follow it up? Good start here would be everything for FaZe. Nico going to be taking down Scream, and now it's a 2-on-2. Nico getting one more headshot and dropping RPK. Karrigan hiding, and he's going to drop Haji, and now I feel like it's too far gone. Kiyoshima, how could he possibly get in and try and get this defuse? He's going to be dropped by Karrigan. A great attack by FaZe, great determination.
And that boost, I mean, if you're going to win this map, if you're going to recover from what looked like a poor performance on it yesterday, from a poor start on Train, that guy is the one who's got to come alive, and he has a really nice job. The killing Scream, taking over this portion of the map, the spin around at range, the first encounter he gets in is a headshot, so just thinning the retake. And he had to make that play as well because the call is coming in from his teammate that EnVy's flanking, so he's exposed from that angle, so he had to push forward and get that kill onto Scream. Good start.
You want to say that you can't really do those kind of shots that Rain just tried, but
we've seen it once in a while.
In the back of my mind, I'm just thinking, listen, these, especially someone like Rain, just might happen.
We had that. What was that sick one we had at one of the Pro League finals? Was Scream on that Dust 2?
Oh yeah.
Towards CT spawn, jumping over that box.
There's been some really crazy ones.
Yeah, Scream's taking us on some wild rides.
Here's a question, Moses. This round is going to be a save for EnVy.
Yeah.
Is this going to be the match where professional players finally start to figure out how to shoot through that B-box?
Jesus, we're back on that.
I'm dead serious, Moses.
Every day. I saw you with a self-indulgent tweet yesterday. Like, here's my video teaching people how to shoot through the box.
Every day I wake up and I think, you know.
Surely someone has watched it this time.
Tabson replied to that, so we know that he can do it now.
Yeah.
So
he's not at this event.
He's not. No, that
doesn't help anything.
It's really depressing, isn't it? I'm just saying it. There are many rounds that are decided by people not being able to do that.
To spam through like a certain box in a certain scenario?
Just that one box in B. People plant behind it. They only plant in almost one spot because you can't plant all the way to the left. That's the bomb zone doesn't go that far. If you plant too far to the right, you're exposed from sniper spot. So people pretty much always plant in the same spot. And you can shoot right through it and hit people. And no one does it.
Well, I think you need to do more than just talk about it on the broadcast. Maybe you need to do like some direct lobbying. So today, don't go back to the hotel and take a nap and, you know, do whatever it is you do.
In the past,
you head over to the player zone.
In the past, I've tried to pay Astralis to do some of the strats, and they still refuse. Nico going to be taking down RPK, and it's going to be Haji with at least one return. Oh, Rain could get caught here. Good recovery, at least getting the one kill in. But still, losing a couple of rifles, especially those two AK-47s. Should they try and hunt to get these away from Scream and Kiyoshima, or just focus on winning the round?
You might as well send someone like Guardian Kerrigan with the SMGs. You just have to be cautious that EnVy isn't actually going for this. You see Kerrigan is going to wrap around. So yeah, I mean, losing the SMG is never a huge issue. So might as well go for the attempt to take one away. And I think Scream's going to be out in the open, and the timing of it tough to fight at this range. But Kerrigan's winning it. Scream tapping away. There it is. There's the trademark. And now it's Guardian up next. He's got Scream softened up to 7 HP. He better go for this. Again, it's going to be all down to timing. I think Scream's going to get wrapped upon from behind just again. Should be an easy one. There's the cleanup, and Guardian now going to go back to try and recover the AK instead of hunting down the other, but Kyo's going to deny that. So really good round for EnVy. They're able to get plenty of kills and get out with an AK-47, which is going to help in this fourth round buy.
Yeah, that's big news. So
Kyo's got full kit, full nades.
Yeah, you're
defuse
right.
Kit. It's great.
Making the most of a slow start, losing the pistol. I would like to see Scream get more action in this second map.
Yeah, I think we all would. He's going to get a chance, it appears, as FaZe 4 bodies towards the B bomb site initially. Guardian taking over short sewers. He's got his AWP. It's Rain fighting in the stairs. Here comes the hit, though, right through Monster. Exist leads the way. They've lined up. There's Scream with one, but Guardian has him pinned down from there. That's a really nice way to use the AWP on the attack, and Rain can't handle Kyo. Just an awkward drop down the steps, and it's a 3-on-3.
That's a really good Molotov to buy some time where you could go back and look up towards the sniper spot instead, and when the Molotov is gone, he's going to go and check it out again. Nico, covering behind his Kiyoshima, is about to make his way in that way, and he's going to win that fight. Happy, waiting for that smoke to be gone. And Guardian, oh, how does he live through that? I don't even know where the bullet went. Guardian going to win the fight anyway, and that will be a little bit frustrating for Happy. I'm sure he felt like he must have, he was going to get that kill. You
could tell he wanted to go back for it as well. He was a bit frustrated he missed that shot. Even though he knows he's given up the angle, and against Guardian as well, you'd never want to re-peek into Guardian at the same spot. So gets punished, and now Haji not going to be able to get away. We can tell Kerrigan hunting it down over the timing. He did check for that. Just missed it by a second. They take everything away from EnVy. It's a 4-0 start for FaZe. And they're in cruise control right now. They're going to start building up some money behind this as well. And for a team that struggles on this map, this is the best start you could have.
Yeah, they're going to be feeling very excited. They haven't even had to go into any kind of like deep strat like this. They haven't tried anything really crazy yet.
Yeah, just a march through Monster in that round.
They're doing a fine job.
Well, Kiyoshima invested. Remember, he saved that AK-47 in the previous round, so that's why he's got the M4. He had a lot of money. This buy just brings him down to 2,000 to be in line with the rest of his team. So a small element of danger that is just being avoided by everyone on FaZe. They go out towards long, and they're just going to march their way up. It's Exist to watch for the push out of B. You can kind of tell, new player in, not a whole lot of time with him. A lot of the roles that Exist has played that we've seen, think Train towards that inner bomb site. Here on this map, he's over towards the B bomb site, just watching for pushes on the T side, just playing him alone, and have the other 4 guys, that core, sticking together.
Good little attempt there, but ultimately going to get found and gives up another AK-47. Going long in rounds where you think the other team's going to have pistols is sort of a tradition on Overpass, because it is just a very safe situation,
Yeah. Ooh. There's Rain essentially playing the CT side. Oh, we know he loves this.
My God.
That is a great sequence. Takes all the rifles away as well, so very impactful.
Rain is obviously an absolute core player on this FaZe team.
We're going to see that very much in the next half, right?
Yeah.
When Rain goes over to the CT side, that's where he plays, and that's where he's very effective. And Happy is taking weapons away, salvaging an AK. It's up to Guardian to stop his retreat. Again, FaZe just doing whatever they can to keep these guns out of the hands of Envy. This time it's not going to happen. Guardian doesn't want to risk the op, so that's good damage. I mentioned that, you know, FaZe was going to start building up some economy, and that kind of hampers that idea just a little bit, forcing a couple rebuys there at the end. 5-0. 5-0. 5-zip. Goose egg still for Envy.
Got anything else? I like how you keep going. So we'll give you some time to think about it.
Yeah.
Come up with something else.
If it gets 6-0, I'll have something prepared.
All right. Excellent. It'll be the 6th round coming up right now. Plenty of grenades and everything else that they could wish for on the Envy side. So can they get around on the board here? It's a little bit frustrating to be this far behind, especially because FaZe managed to close out the game on Train even if they had a slow start. So you have to wonder what happens if they have a good one, like they are having right now. Hachi and Kyo are over at long, but they could get weirdly boxed in. They can't really move forward because Guardian is waiting on that side with the AWP. Oh, actually, he's running right into them. Flashbang around the corner. Oh my God. That could have been a 2-for-1. The tapping away from Kerrigan is excellent, though. Taking down Hachi and Kiyoshima. That was a little bit mental.
Look at this, though. The next one up, the classic lurk from Happy in bathrooms. If he speeds this up, he could catch Rain with the bomb. Kerrigan's going to get his... Oh, no, he's not. He's going to get stopped. There goes Scream. A good trade. Happy coming from behind still hasn't announced his presence. RPK just has to be patient. Let Happy make the next play. All eyes are going to be moving towards Bank, moving towards this choke point. Happy can be the assassin. Exist is still over towards the B bomb site. Nico pushed up close. Patience running thin. You can see RPK feels the pressure, and here it comes. Finally, he's gotten into position. Swinging around to the other side, finds one kill. That's Nico. It's just Rain left in the bomb site with an AWP, and Exist is over, coming through CT spawn, and his teammates are all dead. This flank from Exist and Happy, they both took so long to come to fruition, but it's Happy's that comes out on top, and Exist goes down. Envy get their first round on the board.
That was a little bit scary. That was the tail of two flanks going on at the same time. Exist coming in from the tunnels below and Happy behind, and it obviously turned out Happy was a little bit more effective in that scenario. But that could have gone both ways. I feel like I actually was really worried when Happy missed the timing as they turned the corner on long. I thought, oh no, you know that's going to be a little bit rough. 5-1 though, and Envy on the board. So. That's not bad at all. Sometimes you just, once you get that first round in, things get a little bit more smooth.
And now you look back to the round, that previous round where Happy just got 2 of those kills and was able to take a rifle away. FaZe is pretty much out of money with this buy. So where it was looking like they would be able to build up to at least have, a decent buffer, that's all been taken away. Some of those unnecessary losses. If he can get right back into this op in Happy's hands, he's over towards the B-bomb site. A stack in bathrooms. Kiyoshima and Haji. And Rain's got to be cautious. But FaZe at around the 1-minute mark want to start taking over these bathrooms, want to gain this kind of map control. Guardian, he might be looking for that exact thing, but can't have the time. And Kiyoshima pops up like a prairie dog. Gets that shot.
Yeah, it's very quick. Really nicely timed as well. They let him out, and once he was feeling just a little bit confident or comfortable in that position, immediate shot comes through. Oh, leg shot through the smoke. That's going to be annoying for Kerrigan, especially since he's supposed to create the opening over here for the rest of the team to actually get in. Re-smoking long. Hachi goes down to Exist. That is a good opening. Oh, and Kerrigan still having an impact in spite of being lagged early on. Gets that headshot on Kiyoshima. Flick comes out from Happy, but not able to connect. The bomb has gone down, and might be all on Nico here. Kerrigan can't expect too much out of him, but Nico's also the kind of player you want in this scenario. See what Envy can do. If they can't win this round, FaZe are going to be in such a good position to get that boost in, but they can't see anyone. Are they going to be able to do it? They have the kits. They have everything they need. They just need to get past Nico. Waiting patiently. Kerrigan doing more work. There's Nico, and suddenly it turns. Now, It's favoring the FaZe side, and Happy's gonna have to back off. What an incredible turnaround. That's a huge round to be winning, and surely that goes a long way to breaking Envy.
That sequence, that 2-on-3 from FaZe, just shows the internal trust that NiKo has in Kerrigan. So Kerrigan's at low HP, so essentially all he's saying is, I'm just good to kind of bait for you, right? But NiKo knows he's boxed in at the plant spot, the op of Happy just holding him in. He can't move anywhere, and he doesn't want to take that fight because he doesn't want to leave Kerrigan alone with 16 HP. So he basically says, Kerrigan, you take contact, I'm not going to peek anything until you start shooting, and that just works out perfectly. Two players trying to retake from Envy, get bottlenecked in the gunfire. And NiKo's able to finish him off. Brilliant clutch. This goes down to some aggression from Envy. That's a good start in a low buy scenario. M4 on Happy, Famas on RPK, and pistols otherwise. No real utility to speak of, which allows NiKo to gain this perch. He's coming alive, isn't he? Looking much, much better. Much cleaner than what we saw on Train. And they don't have to commit. 1 minute and 15 seconds still on the clock. They can just pressure this. NiKo can just grab a perch, wait for people to come over for information.
Yeah, he's looking like he's in that zone where it's not clear that anybody knows how to stop this once he gets here. Like, once he arrives at this destination, NiKo, I don't know how you can send him packing again, because you just need a specific kind of player, or you need something special to shut him down.
You need Haji to drop 31 kills, 32 kills, whatever it was. Even then, not able to really overcome it. 7-1 now for FaZe, as they are just they're running the score up, and Envy, with the investment in the previous round, have nothing here. NiKo just walking out. This is the benefit of it going up against opponents that don't have the utility. You get players like NiKo, Rain, you get these guys that want to get into the open and just take fights and duel. That's exactly where they're going to thrive. 11 kills for NiKo here on Overpass. 8 for Kerrigan, who's had a good game. That's 7 to top Envy's scoreboard on Kiyoshima, as the timeout is going to come to an end.
It'd be one thing if Envy had money to fight with, if they could, keep sort of investing, if they could go for double orb or even just a single orb, or just put something behind it. But it's the fact that so many of these rounds are just, sort of a little bit scrappy, buying a couple of pistols, saving a rifle somewhere and trying to make it work. It just makes the job so much harder. 6-round lead. Could very well be 7. NiKo continuing to put on the pressure. He wants that second kill, but he's done the damage and opened up the round regardless. Kerrigan is going to finish it off here. Ooh, good little sequence. Surviving on 6 health, and that will be 8-1.
All right, Envy, what have you got now? Have to fight for this one. You're not going to have an AWP. And what is the response? We've seen some aggression yield them a pick, but not overall get too many wins. They haven't really found a game plan that can consistently battle against this FaZe offense.
I think he's had like 137 ADR right now, NiKo.
NiKo?
Yeah.
Expect more.
All right. Yeah. See if he obliges Moses. Now that you ask for it,
Get that weak stuff out of you.
Hard to please, which is my experience too, Moses.
Yeah.
Not easy. 10th round coming in. You notice a distinct lack of Molotovs. No HE grenades, no kits here. Envy. This round can definitely work, but if it goes very late, if we get below 30 seconds, they're not going to have anything. And they're just rushing right in long. Kerrigan with one big opening. Hachi going to get one in return. Still a 4-on-4. Hachi double spray down, taking assist with him, and Happy if he wins this one, and he will. Now he's controlling the bomb over at long. 2nd kill for Happy, and Rain, all that's left. Very, very good defense. Almost got completely caught off guard there.
I was going to say, FaZe is hitting a really deadly timing towards that A-bomb, so there was a distinct lack of anyone challenging from Envy, anyone peeking anything. They had no idea what was coming. And just the nades giving it away, blocking off Bank and trying to swing onto the bomb site. Kerrigan almost able to build it up. Happy is rewarded with his aggressive play is rewarded. They're coming through it. He gets a couple fights right around the edge of the smoke. That's really awkward for the FaZe players. So a good win. We'll see if they can build upon it. Now you can see they're getting aggressive. And look at Keo. He's going to be at Fountain. I think he sees the barrel of Guardian. Going to swing around the end. Surely he spots this out now. Guardian not even aware of the possibility, but Keo's caught in the open. Nico is toying with him. Kerrigan's going to finish it off, but even he's traded away. Haji's got to fall back, and these are great responses from FaZe all across the map, and Nico reading the next push as well. That is punishing. That is crushing for Envy.
Yeah, it doesn't get much worse than this. Double kill for Exist as we move to a 9-2 scoreline. But it's not. That's not the real problem.
It's another reset.
It's another reset.
The two-time reset.
Yeah, I mean, this round loss bonus situation is really, really bringing them down.
Envy's not having a good time with it, are they?
And this is, I feel like this is such a shame. I mean, this happens all of the time, but it's such a shame when you get into map number 2 and you feel like, let's really try and kick it back off again. And when you're after this kind of start, it's just very hard to keep up the momentum, keep believing that any moment now you're going to turn it around.
Especially because of the nature in which you lost that first map, the massive comeback from FaZe.
Yeah.
Losing your own map as well in that kind of a fashion, and now having to go to FaZe's pick, which is, look at Rain here. Happy, the Molotov forces him out. He's actually down to 9 HP. But it's a pretty big slaughter for FaZe. Only 2 members left from Envy. Bomb is still very far back, and Exist spots one out. He's occupied there, peeking towards the left. And you can see everyone from FaZe very focused. Everyone knows what's coming next, and everyone has the perfect response. Scream just barely managed to get that kill, and he's going to go down. It's a 10th for FaZe. They're up by 8.
This is looking like a sweeping victory so far. Obviously, there's still a second half to come, but right now, I'm quickly running out of hope for Envy. I'm getting really worried now. I was enjoying the show on the first match. This one is...
yeah, first map was quite cool.
This one's a little bit brutal.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the first one. FaZe didn't. Maybe that's why they're just coming out swinging. They're just like, all right, let's get this one over with. No comeback is going to be necessary. Rain again taking over stairs. I think he's being cautious. That nade somehow does 0 damage. Ah, well, it did land on the platform, I guess, above him. Still, you'd think maybe some random piece of shrapnel, like a paper would fly off the shelf and give him a paper cut. Something.
Imagine if they introduced 1.6 grenade mechanics where they do damage to walls.
It would be impossible. You wouldn't be able to play the game anymore, would you?
No, like... back then, you just took it for granted. But
I remember when I had that thought when I first started playing CSGO, I was like, please bring back like the 1.6 nades. And now that like the Molotovs have come into effect, if you have like the 1.6 nades with the Molotovs combining, it's just like the game would just be so dumb. It's like, please don't do it.
Never gonna happen, is it? Happy is realizing that no one's going to come from the one side, so he's actually sneaking up behind, but Rain is there to catch it. Good catch for the Norwegian player. RPK can't really find that kill, although he does a lot of damage. No follow-up either is going to be possible, and now just Kiyoshima waiting to be found on the bomb site, and it will be Guardian to do just that. 11-2. This is getting a little bit too wild for my taste, Moses.
Yeah, this is relentless, this play from FaZe. And, I mean, the tough part is, finally the AWP is back in Happy's hands, but they haven't been able to get enough of a losing bonus or build enough money to really make it a comfortable buy. He's got no armor. Yeah, tough spot if he gets tagged up. See some nades being thrown away to get some different utility into the kit, and it's looking like a good old-fashioned brush.
That's going to work out. Grenade might be actually perfect. That does a lot of damage. And the follow-up is great for Scream. 2 headshots to close it down. A little bit of a return there for Guardian and Exist, but still, they've put themselves in a great position to finally win a 3rd round here. Envy, all they need to do is get everyone in position and make sure they don't lose their patience now. Guardian sneaking on in. Actually doesn't spot Kiyoshima. That might be a little bit tricky. Might go down. Oh, he actually does check the corner. I'm quite shocked that he does.
He saw the door open, so he knew he was out, and you're going to clear that corner. But obviously, he was clearing the lower angle. Kiyoshima up on top of the railing. Vertical confusion exists now. 1 versus 3. Take guns away is the name of the game, although this is second to last round, so it's not going to matter too much. Trying to bait out the AWP. Kiyoshima burns as he moves forward. Oh, and he couldn't even complete that kill. Might have been able to build something if he had an easy time with that one. The Molotov almost helping him out. So Envy get their 3rd round. This is a good fight for Scream, transferring over to Rain. He knows he's going to burn alive, but he's just forced to fight in the flames and do what he can, and it's a pretty heroic stand, all things considered, I think.
Did a very good job down there. 3-11. God. Absolute misery in the first half here for Envy.
Absolutely taken down.
Hard to recover. Spray for Haji, trying to get out quick to look in through the tunnel, but Carrigan is going to be shooting right for the smoke, and no one dared to reply either. So another 4-on-4 situation with, I don't know, Kiyoshima was a little bit forward there in the restrooms, but he's already fallen back, so...
He's actually all the way pushed up towards Picnic.
Yeah.
And knew once they lost control of stairs. That's a great bomb flash. RPK, what can you really do about that one? Good timing. And FaZe have cracked into the B bomb site. It's just Scream here for the moment, holding off against the world. Thankfully, the bomb has dropped so far back that they hold on for just a couple seconds before the rest of the hit comes in. Scream not able to complete the first kill. Exist gets revenge. And FaZe with the big advantage to end this half strong.
Nico, oh, he's going to get taken down. Kiyoshima with a very good kill. Now Happy, looking to see if he could maybe spot someone in the angle. Going to be the kill there for Happy, taking down Guardian and Kiyoshima. Yeah, see, there we are, Happy. It's a good attempt. Sis will get the headshot though. Happy taking down Carrigan, and now 1 versus 1. Happy, can he get that 4th round? Not going to happen. Exist will take him down. Good round for the Swedish player, making it 12-3 in favor of FaZe.
Yeah, a really dominant half for FaZe. Well played from them. A good start. We're going to go check in with Stunna once again with halftime insight.
All smiles around these parts, Jason. If you look at the FaZe clan right now, they are on top of the game. 12-3, looking like they're in the driver's seat. And I'm looking at Guardian, looking at me, looking at Guardian. I don't know if you can see that, but definitely happened. I'm going to invite you to join in on the social media action home by using hashtag DHMasters. And, well, Jason, tell me how you feel about that.
I feel like we need to get you like a 80s sitcom intro, like a whole musical something, jingle and everything.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be cool.
Those were a little bit special. I remember I went back and tried to watch some of like the really old ones, and
it's not easy, is it?
It's really weird.
Yeah,
like, it just feels weird.
Well, it probably feels a little weird for Envy as well. Looking at the scoreboard at the moment, 3-12. How the tables have turned from leading on Train in such a big fashion. All of a sudden now, I want to think what Train at one point was 14-7. I want to say 14-7, 14-6. I think it was 9 or 8, pretty much down the stretch for FaZe to come back in that. Just dominant from them. So now, just continuing that run of form and switching over to what usually is considered the easier side. This is where Rain really can just feast on you. His presence in the bathrooms it's so hard to flush him out without losing too many players.
That's a bit of a weird position to find yourself in. Carrigan does get one in return, but Guardian just out in the middle of nowhere. There's Rain with a headshot on one, looking for more. Double kill coming through as he takes down Kiyoshima. And we know what he can do with a pistol. Hasn't even bothered to reload yet. He wants the triple. He's going to get it too. And just one guy left. Haji, wondering what happened to his whole team. He tried for the bunny jump to get into that fight. That would have been absolutely beautiful, but Haji's going to shut it down. Still, he's trapped inside. 1 versus 3. At least he has the P250. If you get this kill on Nico, maybe he could find his way out. They're just all around him. Completely boxed in. Poor Haji. There's one headshot to start with. 50 seconds, looking for a bit more. This is actually doable. Scary as it seems. He's only got 16 health and not that much to play for. Looking for it, but Exist will take him down. What a crazy round.
I just couldn't help. I was just laughing as Rain just destroys everyone. What a monster with the USP.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Just like first bullet, look at this. Just first bullet, first shot. Goes back for more. Second shot. Shame on him.
Wasted a bullet. Those cost like like 20 cents or something. So
13-3, and you almost feel like it's insurmountable at this point, even if Envy's able to convert this round, which isn't even close to being guaranteed. Deals and CZ's out, no smokes.
My God.
Great start.
Guardian with a nice double return. That UMP can't really make it out, but buying time for Carrigan to step into the action.
It's the bomb down. That was a very hectic exchange there in the staircase. And now Envy has to go try and recover this. They have an M4 on Scream, but they have no nades. Kerrigan's here. Exist is still far back towards the A bomb site, so he can slowly creep in. I think as Kerrigan calls out some of the pressure that he's feeling, Exist will move up, and Kerrigan's just cleaning them all out at the moment. It's just Scream. He's going to get in that long-range duel. No reason to commit to that if you're Exist inside the site. It looks like, actually, FaZe just want to keep challenging. And Nico takes off his head.
So if you wanted to come back on the EnVy side, you sort of needed to win the pistol, or if not, you needed to win
second round
where you bought the upgraded pistols. And when none of those things have happened, I think it's you kind of know what time it is, don't you?
It's over, Anders. Yeah, you always hate to call it like this quick, but yeah, especially because at this point as well, 3 to 14, there's no real like good answer. Like no one has like kind of like the right call to make. Do you continue force buying and just try and steal one away, or do you save and let them get up to 15 and then just have to play a perfect T-half once you get the rifles? Like what is the correct way to handle that? But I think the real struggle is, you look at this play from Kerrigan. This is just where we're at with FaZe. They're supremely confident at the moment. They've been challenging and taking every fight presented, and now you just have players starting to push out in the first 20 seconds of the round. And even if you get the AKs on the board, like you're going to get caught by one of those pushes at some point.
Yeah. Haji gone, Kiyoshima gone. A little bit of team fire coming into it.
They're not even communicating. They're all just trying to hunt down these stat pads towards the end.
That is important, Don't want to underestimate it. Somehow, Kerrigan has ended up on top of the scoreboard. He's overtaken Nico, so that doesn't seem right, does it? I feel like Nico's put in the effort.
Nico is the one that was coming up the stairs as well. He was like, hell no, you're not beating me on the scoreboard.
Just really wants it. 15 to 3, ladies and gentlemen. It's match and map point here for FaZe. Just need one more, and they're going to be moving on, whereas EnVy are going to be knocked out.
Yes. Knocked out of the tournament, but not our hearts. Guardian pushing up. Here's Exist with the UMP. Can't control Happy, but Guardian's gotten his kill over towards Playground. Plenty of FaZe members here, and Kerrigan's on a tear. He's got some very good first bullet accuracy at the moment, and he's been very active, getting information as well. Look at the flank coming in. Raid and Guardian pushing down the stairs. Smoke is going to clear, and as soon as they open the door, they can have a slaughter, but they might just wait until EnVy commit to the bomb site. Kerrigan and Nico here with the boost. They can actually both go down. This is a bit of a sketchy situation. Nico's going to end it 16 to 3 as FaZe recover on Train, and then it's an easy mop-up on Overpass.
Yeah, they cruised right through that map. There was never any chance for EnVy to really have any impact. That doesn't happen all that often, and we just talked about their questionable performance on this map yesterday, and today it was very different. Good adjustment from one day to the next, and I mean, they were ready to win it. Train was a different thing, but I don't know. I
think they're tired of people having, just dropping the ball, right? We talked about it the other day, like the mental problem of failing so many times in like finals and everything. So I mean, you have to get out to good starts if you're this team. I think the good thing for Overpass is they win both pistols. They've kind of struggled in those matches where they don't win either of the pistols. They tend to be close maps for them. So that was a good start.
Definitely was. Really impressive. We do have the Analyst with us as well. So surely you guys would have been loving that first map. That second map, that was a spanking that just went too far, wasn't it?
Yeah, can I have your permission?
I love that.
Anders,
What's the problem with that?
Well,
can I have your permission to just not talk about map 2? Can we just do our whole segment about...
talk Train, because Haji was a stud, wasn't he?
I think that's... honestly, that's a big talking point. This guy... Is this his first LAN? I don't know if you guys checked. I feel like... Not his first LAN, first big LAN. I feel like this is a 250k
First one that I've seen him at.
Yeah, I think it's getting close to. I want to hear more about Haji. Talk about that, guys.
Cheers. Thanks. That's Anders and Moses. They'll be back to cast the next best of 3 as well. For now, I'm joined by Sean and Yanko. And, I mean, yes, Haji is a conversation topic, but I think the general consensus is that could and should perhaps have been 3. The way EnVy had the lead there on Train. Let's investigate, Yanko.
Yeah, absolutely. It was 14-9. For people who haven't tuned into that first map, and we had the lead, and FaZe managed to mount a comeback and really close it out 16-14, right, winning 7 rounds in a row. So for EnVy, that was the dream scenario, winning both pistols, having, actually they played well as a team, really, going for some different moves on that CT side at first, and it was more than anything Guardian with some really good op shots early on in that first half that kept FaZe alive.
Sean, it's not just the story of Haji, but he was an instrumental part in the success of at least map 1.
Yeah, he played a massive part. He was getting entries, he was winning late round scenarios for them by opening up like 3v3s and things like that. Yeah, FaZe was struggling early in both halves, actually. It was shocking that EnVyUs couldn't walk away from that first map with a win, given how, Guardian was playing in the first, 5 rounds of each half. He dominated them, though, when he had the AWP in his hands.
And this was what you had kind of expected, right? Yeah. You said that Guardian with the AWP was going to be the real crutch of the issue for EnVyUs. How did they find an answer to it, or was it just a case of Guardian not having his team around him?
No, I don't think
no response.
I don't think they ever had an answer for Guardian's AWP, and even Nico. We saw Nico busted out towards the end of Dream.
Yeah.
Once they had the economy set, you never felt like they were threatened by EnVyUs.
Absolutely. And with the scoreboard up, I just want to quickly highlight when we're talking about Hadji, you can see there's a reason for it. But Nico is back, and I think the casters were really desperate and asking for that one. And you know what else the fans have been asking for is more of these player interviews. We've been loving them, and we have got Karrigan, the Puppet Master, is joining us. I'm trying to make it a nickname. What do you think?
Yeah, it sounds good.
It's cool, right? The Puppet Master. You got all those cool players, and they're dancing to your tune. Congratulations, dude. You're into the playoffs.
Thank you very much.
But I think the main question we have here is actually regarding your train. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Sean, Yanko, that you would have had some criticisms of FaZe's performance on train.
No, I just thought they had a really slow start. So how did you guys feel? I mean, actually, you had slow starts against Cloud9 too, kind of yesterday. So what are you going to do moving forward for the rest of the tournament, to make sure you guys don't start slow at halves? Guardian having like a 1-5 start first half, 0-5 second half. Once you had the AWP, though, once you guys had your economy set, everything was smooth sailing at that point.
I think it's a little early for us in the morning. These morning games were pretty hard on us, so I think we're just waking up and ready to fight when it comes to the weapon rounds. Obviously, having rough starts, and when you finally get rolling, you lose the anti-egos and you just sit back again. So that was one of the key issues we had against Cloud9, and I think the same thing happened against EnVy here on the T side. Once we got the first weapon round, we lost anti-ego again. So it was kind of hard, but in the end, I think we made a good T half. I think we won more weapon rounds than they did, so I think that's good on T side train.
And just while you're talking about Cloud9, a bit less about this game, but more about the tournament, you guys have been encountering Cloud9 multiple times and having issues with them. Is there something about their game style? Have you kind of solved it? They've changed their roster and still they managed to best you guys.
Yeah, I don't think I think the game style changed a little when they got FNS. I always feel like comfortable playing Cloud9. Obviously, we lost the major, but since that, I think we have proven in Kiev and in Katowice, even though that was a hard game, that we are matching good up against them.
Sure.
Here we lost 16-13, 16-14, so it's quite a hard matchup this time, but I'm looking forward to meet them next time, and I think the longer this tournament progresses, the more we get into it, and once we get on the stage, I know my players are going to play even better than they do now.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
And hopefully you stop playing the first game of the day as well. But for me, something that you mentioned with some of those anti-ecos, anti-force buy rounds, even yesterday against Cloud9, you said here versus EnVyUs, you feel like you won more gun rounds. I think that was the case even yesterday. But you were losing some very silly rounds on both maps that kind of, ruined that game for you, really. Is that something that's just maybe some miscommunication, or is it you guys are still like getting your practice in with Exist?
I don't think there's any excuse to our anti-ego losses anymore. I think we have to go deeper down, look why we're losing them. Since we formed this lineup, anti-ego has always been the hardest problem for us, I would say. If it's just pure weapon rounds, I think we will be superior in many games. Other than that, we talked about the mistakes we did today, and we're trying to adjust during the tournament. Because we haven't had that much practice because of all the issues we had in ECS and Pro League. So we're here to learn from every match, and today we did the same mistake, so we try to always improve for the next match tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. You're going to be in that arena, and I cannot wait to see it. So congratulations, Finn. We'll let you get out there and start doing that practice you're talking about. That is Karrigan, and he's in the playoffs. All good in the hood. Now, to look under the hood, we have Yanko on that telestrator. What have you got for us today?
Yeah, we were talking in the pre-game, Alex, about Train and the B bomb site and how EnVy has some cool executes, and RPK likes to they like to leave him to do his own thing, really, in that they give him a lot of freedom. You can see something similar to what we were talking about yesterday, actually, on another Train game where there's a lot of utility being thrown outside early by the Ts, so they pull Guardian, or actually that rotator player, with the op, so that he is focused on that outer bomb site, while you can see the rest of the team setting up towards B for a full-on execute. And this is another thing where it's a matter of timing. Guardian now gets a great read, realizes what they want to do. He's already on B. And EnVyUs is fairly quickly setting up for this execute. throwing the smokes, Happy lurking behind. You can see RPK just going on the upper ramp. The difference here is, look at Exist and Guardian. This is probably a matter of miscommunication or just not having enough practice. Jason pointed it out in the cast. This is not what you want to see. Two players right next to each other. It's a very awkward position, and Guardian is trying to move around, and that's where RPK peaks the upper ramp and just deletes him from the server. Does the same to Exist, and that's really the round over from that point. Moving quickly to the last round of the game. Similar situation, right? Early smoke outside by EnVyUs. They're grouping up towards B. Now, because they know it's not an optimal buy, FaZe rotates Guardian immediately, and the rest of the team, as soon as utility starts flowing towards B, even before, you can see them, they're leaning towards that site, and Guardian, he's on the ramp now. Even though there's going to be a smoke here, he's still going to wait for RPK relentlessly to push through that smoke and try to make a play. You can see the immediate difference. Zist is dying in the Molotov. He realizes he can't really move. Guardian gets the kill on RPK, and because Rain is so fast in, EnVyUs doesn't really expect that, and you can see how it's almost a flawless round for FaZe.
Learning from their mistakes in a map. That's quite impressive. Now, our next game, we're going to be seeing Mouse Sports taking on... Who is in that game? SK Gaming, isn't it? Right. So this is that lower bracket that a lot of people were fearing, scared to see Mouse Sports versus SK. Before we do talk about it, Sean, can you just set the scene before we take our break? Why should people stay tuned for SK versus Mouse?
Well, Mouse is probably everyone's favorite to win the tournament, right? They're the hottest team coming into this tournament. SK, you know, they're maybe the best team in 2017. Yanko might argue
lock
FaZe.
that in, sure, maybe.
50-50. But yeah, the jury's out still on whether they're still going to be good with Stewie on the team. Yeah. Communication could be an issue. They've always been a team that's excellent in mid-game, late-game scenarios. Will that stay the same?
This is going to be big. A best of 3 test as well. We haven't got to see this yet. So a best of 3, Stewie in the roster, offline. Mouse Sports, one of the favorites. SK, will they be a favorite? All of that coming up next. That's right. We are going to be